Grand Rising, all kings and queens, all gods and goddesses, all beautiful people. I am, be flawless to God. Now, this morning I'm just going to be speaking briefly on the story about Esau and Jacob. Right? For those of you who may be familiar with the story, if you are not familiar with the story, you can do your research. Right? But I'm just going to give you the actual meaning, right, of the story. Okay, right? Esau and Jacob, they were brothers, right? And their father's name was Isaac. Okay, now after quite some time, Isaac became old and his body became weak, and he became blind. He couldn't see. Right now, his older son was his favorite, so to speak, right, which was Esau. Esau was the oldest son. Jacob, which was the younger son, was the favorite of the mother, right? So one day, Isaac, the father, right, he was telling them he was very hungry, telling both the sons he was very hungry and that he needed them to come and bring him something to feast upon. And with that, with their providing that service, they would receive a great blessing in return, before he died. So Esau, which was the older brother, right? He had rough skin. His skin was hairy and more rough, right? Than his younger brother Jacob, who would have had more smoother skin, right? So that's how the father, even though he was blind, managed to distinguish the difference between the two. Okay, right? Because Esau now had a more rough look and appearance, and a more rough feeling, right? Whereas Jacob had more smoother skin, right? As I said. Now, the mother of Jacob and Esau, when she heard about that, when she heard that Isaac wanted them to bring him the great feast, because he knew that he was gonna die soon, right? They will receive this great blessing, and the mother, she didn't saw Esau, um, right, and the mother, she didn't saw Esau as the servant, right, for the blessing. She wanted the blessing for Jacob. Okay, so what she did was Jacob went and he got the two goats. He fetched the two goats. The mother, she cut them up nicely, and whatever the case might be, she dressed Jacob in Esau's clothes, in Esau's clothing, and some of the skin from the goats, she would put on his body, to give him that rough look and that rough feeling, right? So basically, she was making him look like Esau, so that when he did take the meal, so that when Jacob did take the meal to his father Isaac, right, when his father felt him, right, he would have that same feeling as Esau. He would come over to him as Esau, and therefore Jacob would get the blessing instead of his older brother Esau, right? So the meaning of this, Isaac, which is the father, is your subconscious mind, right? And your subconscious mind works off of repetition and feeling what feels to be true. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's wrong and what's right, what's real and what's fake, right? It just goes from repetition, what is impressed upon it, due to repetition, of something consistently, consistent thoughts and words and feelings, right? Repetition, the subconscious mind also deals with feeling as well. So Isaac the father represents the subconscious mind, right? Jacob the younger brother represents the new state that the new state that you desire to be, right? Esau is the old state, right? So for example, let's say you're single right now and you don't think you're deserving of a specific person, but you set the intention though. You set the intention to be happily and blissfully married with the person of your dreams. That current state that you're in now, which is single and probably doesn't feel deserving, right? That current state is Esau, right? Now the state now that you would switch now to actually being the person now who's actually in that amazing, wonderful relationship and that's happily and blissfully married, right? That is the state of Jacob, right? And Isaac being the subconscious mind. So once you switch from that state of feeling of being single, right, and feeling that you're not really deserving, and you can switch into the state of now being the person that is already in that amazing relationship, right, and that feels that they're deserving, already has that amazing person, right, even though it's not here in the 3D reality as yet. What you're doing is that you're impressing upon the subconscious mind. The more you persist in it, in that feeling, in that state, in that new current state, you're impressing the subconscious mind, right? You're giving the subconscious mind, um, you're giving the subconscious mind the answers that yes, you already are in that relationship, right? You already have that amazing person. Okay, so the subconscious mind doesn't know, right, that you don't already have that person in the 3D reality as yet. It's just going by the feeling, right? And therefore you will receive the blessings. Okay? So Isaac represents the subconscious mind. Jacob, which is the younger brother, represents the new state, right, that you would like to experience. And Esau represents the old state, right? So that old state that you are in, whether it be poverty, um, um, anger, anxiety, depression, whatever the case may be, um, not having that specific person, not having that job, that old state, if you can set the intention to the new state, to what it is that you desire, and you can switch from that old state, which is Esau, right, and switch into the new state, right, and feel it and be it, even though it's not here in the physical 3D reality as yet. If you can walk, if you can see it, speak it, and feel it, and walk and be that man and that woman who already has their desires, right, you're in the state of Jacob. And once you're in that state persistently, right, your father, which is Isaac, the subconscious mind, will be impressed, right? Come closer so that I can feel you, my son. Come closer that I can feel you, my son, right? The feeling. And once the subconscious mind gets that feeling, you will be granted your wish, your desire. Alright, so I just hope this brief message was of help to you. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to click the notification bell as well for more videos to come. Feel free to like and comment. If you have any questions, feel free to do so. Feel free to share my videos as well. Alright, so starting from today, be like Jacob. Right? Be like Jacob. Your subconscious mind doesn't know what is real from fake. It goes by the feeling. So persist in that feeling, that assumption of whatever it is that you desire. It doesn't matter what it is. Just persist in it. Whether it take 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, weeks, days, it doesn't matter. Just persist in it. And know it is already done. And walk in that feeling. Using the tools, your affirmations, your scripting, your visualizations, whatever the case may be. And you can do it as many times as it is to keep you into that state of the wish fulfilled. Some of you may have to do it more than others. Right? So be like Jacob today. Put yourself into that new state, the state that you desire. So when you go to your father, your subconscious mind, and he says, come closer, let me feel you, my son. You will feel that desire, that it is that you are already who you desire to be. Even though it's not here in the 3D reality as yet, and you will be granted that wish, that desire. Alright? I am Be Floss to God, sending you love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings, and do have a blessed day. Peace.